Hello, welcome to Your Sparkly Brand. We're here to inspire and empower female entrepreneurs like you. On this podcast, we share valuable how-to content, discuss common mindset challenges, and interview kick-ass women business owners about their journeys. In a world that tries to pit females against each other, Your Sparkly Brand is celebrating successful women, nurturing the next generation, and uplifting each other. I'm Lauren Tassi. I'm a copywriter and launch strategist, and I'm here with my co-host, Megan Gersh. She's a brand designer, marketer, and web designer. Hey, Meg, how's it going?
Hey, I'm really great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little under the weather today, not 100% sparkly, but I'm going to sparkle as best I can.
I have confidence that you will. So we like to start off the podcast by sharing our sparkly moments of the week. It's just like a little win or some kind of little celebration that we like to talk about just because we feel like people don't do that enough in business. So Lauren, what was your sparkly moment of the week?
So yesterday, I think I was like starting to come down with, the little cold or whatever I have. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to work anymore. I have like a couch in my office and that's where I go sit when I'm not working. I'm gonna like look at my phone or something so I can separate the things. And I did that. And I was on my phone for a while. And then I went and I checked my email and I got a notice that I had an affiliate conversion for the copywriting course that I took. So I have a couple of videos on YouTube, just like reviews on that. And it's just, it's something I truly believe in. It's not just like affiliate marketing. And that's like my favorite way to make money because then I'm like literally doing nothing. And so especially when I'm like, okay, I'm taking a break. And then I like check my email and I, made a couple $100. That makes me super happy. So that felt pretty sparkly.
That's so cool. Yeah. I feel like affiliate marketing is such an interesting world. And I feel like people talk about passive income and those kinds of things. And like affiliate marketing to me, like takes work to like, get those referrals and those kinds of things. But like, I don't know, I would love to chat with you more about that eventually on the podcast, maybe, because it's such an interesting kind of space to me.
Yeah. I was actually talking to my mentor about this a couple months back because I was saying like, this is my favorite way to make money. And one thing she did say is that the problem with most affiliate marketing is that it relies solely on the business not changing their affiliate marketing practices, right? So you could put hours and hours and tons of money into like building a website or doing all these reviews to get, 10% of their sales or whatever. And then the next day they could just be like, oh, we're not doing that anymore. You have to find the right balance.
Yeah.
It's super interesting. Yeah. I'd love to explore more on it too.
Totally. Maybe we can make that an episode. So for my sparkly moment of the week, I finally was able to announce this week. So I'm going to talk about it on the podcast. I had a very, very exciting opportunity come my way. Basically, TikTok reached out to me and I'm going to be going live with their TikTok for Business account. We're going to be teaching business owners how to go live, why it benefits their business, as well as some different strategies that you can use when you're live streaming to benefit your business. So I'm super excited. It'll be way past the air date of this podcast, but it's filming or I guess streaming tomorrow at 1 p.m. So I'm super, super excited.
Yay. I'm so excited for you. Now, can you access this afterwards or is it live, gone forever?
So I'm in the process of trying to find someone to screen record it for me because I don't want to screen record it myself because I don't want any technical hiccups like kind of along the way.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like pose any problems like for the platform, like while this is happening. But since they are hosting it on their account, the platform by default does record all of the live streams from that account. So I could maybe either get it from them or I'm trying to find someone to try to just screen record it for me. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, fingers crossed we can make that work.
Yeah, for sure. So on today's episode, we are digging into a topic that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with, and it's how to sell without feeling sleazy. So today we're going to cover why we perceive selling as such a negative kind of mindset thing and why we need to change our selling mindset to something more positive. We also want to talk a bit about embracing your sales personality. There are a few different types, and we also want to talk about rewriting your sales story.
So one of the things that I think is super interesting about this topic is to me, it's both mindset and also like practical stuff when you're a business owner, right? Because so much of it is like ingrained in us. Like before we even realize what's happening, we have these like negative connotations around salespeople. And if you think about it, like you think about like the sleazy car salesman or like the annoying door-to-door salesman, or even like people in MLMs, right? Like it's just like, it just has so much baggage to it when you think about people who sell. Another example is like, I don't know if they still do this because of COVID or whatever, but like the perfume counter ladies, like if you ever like walk through the mall and they're just like, just this like so forceful, like you're just like, no, back off. These stereotypes, right? That doesn't necessarily mean anyone is like that anymore. But I think like for the past 50 years or so, these have been the stereotypes that we have been told are salespeople. We generalize them as like pushy and selfish and greedy. All they want to do is make a sale that benefits them, when 99% of sales are not like that, right? Like they're generally something that can help people, that can, improve somebody's life. If you have to buy toilet paper, That's a sale. That's not, nobody's being pushy. Like, I need toilet paper. And that's because like these feelings, we see them as like greedy or, desperate. Desperate is the big thing, because when you're selling from a place that's not authentic, people can tell, right? That's the car salesman who's trying to get you a car that you don't need. But somebody selling toilet paper knows you need toilet paper. It's a genuine need that they can help fulfill.
Yeah, definitely. And I've talked to a lot of business owners too that are just naturally creative. And when it comes to sales, this whole sales process does feel way unnatural to them, right? Like they are used to just creating. They want to focus on like, perfecting their craft, creating great products for their customers. And so sales is not something that comes natural, and that's totally okay. I think like a big part of it too is like we are afraid of just looking desperate. There's like a fear of rejection there. So like really trying to fight that like with every kind of fiber of our being. Rejection sucks. Like rejection is hard, but unfortunately it is a part of like running a business. Like you will get told no a bunch of times, especially as an entrepreneur. And when you get rejected as an entrepreneur, that almost like in your brain like kind of confirms that like I'm a bad salesperson or I'm a bad business person. But in reality, that's not the truth. It's just the reality of running a business is that you will be rejected a bunch. It's like a hard lesson that I think a lot of younger entrepreneurs like learn very, very early in their business. But the reality of the situation is that rejection actually has nothing to do with you. You have no idea what is happening on the other side of that sale. So, personal issues could be coming up with the person. Budget cuts are sometimes a thing. Like there are just so many different factors that could be going on behind the scenes for the reason that they could be telling you no.
Yeah. And instead of looking at what has happened as being rejected, right? Like, oh, I failed. I didn't close that deal. I didn't, sell my, 10 products for the day or whatever your goals are, whatever you're trying to accomplish. You just always have to remember that what you do helps people, right? If it's a product, it's a coffee mug that's beautiful that people can look at every morning. And when they drink their coffee, it makes them feel, special. Or it's a service that helps somebody grow their business. It's not, what you're doing is helping people, right? If somebody was drowning and they asked for help and you said, no, I can't give you this life preserver because I don't want to sell it to you. That's like you're helping people. A lot of the ineffective salespeople are people who are too focused on themselves and making this sale versus how they can help their customer. When I'm on the phone with potential clients, I do so little of the talking. I do so much more listening and going, what's working, what's not working, where do you want to be? And listening to your customers and then providing solutions to their problems makes the sale so easy because you're helping them, not because you're trying to force something down their neck that they don't need.
I think this is a really good time to kind of bring up some tactical practices about like how to sell without sleazy selling. I see so many business owners on TikTok and other social media where literally the person will just point their phone at their product and make a 5-second video or whatever, and then they post it. And this almost feels like the same thing, like in video form, where it's like, here's my product, like it's all about me, like here's my thing. When in reality, you really need to be talking about the product's features and benefits. You need to be talking about like how that product can impact somebody's life, like showing the befores and afters of like, people that you've helped. Like that's the way that you're going to really make an impact, like with your brand and in your marketing.
Yeah. I know I would so much rather like hear the story behind someone and how they started their business, how they make that candle versus like, here's my candle, buy it. And then, and I think TikTok is such a great platform because you can do both at the same time, right? When you show those videos of people melting the wax together, like that's such great visual content, but then to also have some story behind it, like I think that's how that stuff, really pops.
Yeah, exactly. So another reason that we may feel uncomfortable when it comes to selling is that we've seen other people do it, right? And we try to mimic what they're doing when in reality, we are not them. So it's going to be very hard to replicate that. So copying somebody else's style is always going to feel kind of inauthentic to you. Like it's not going to feel right. So you have to really figure out what your own unique selling style is and then tap into that.
Yeah, this whole concept that I'm about to share was like game changing for me because I think I saw so many people like, going on Instagram and being like, hey, I've got 4 spots left this month. You got to book now. And like that just like, that's not me at all. Like that, even if it's true, like, and I think scarcity is a real thing and you shouldn't, even if that's there, that's not me to like step into that kind of thing. So the thing that was game changing for me was these 4 different sales personalities and realizing realizing like, oh yeah, that's definitely, this part of it is me. And so these four kind of start at the high end, like super extroverted, kind of more the typical salespeople. And then the last one's very much a much more introverted person. So the first sales personality is the life of the party, right? Again, like the kind of what we think of as very salesy, likes to talk to a room full of people, loves to be the center of attention. And so that's who I always thought I had to be to make sales, and like, I think I would like force it a little bit. And then this next one I realized is completely me, and that's the nurturer, right? So this one's kind of half introverted, half extroverted, but really a good listener and somebody who wants to take care of people. And so when I'm on a sales call, when I'm talking about my services, I realize this is how I can help people. This is how like I can help the world by helping you sell more of this product, by helping you expand your business. So that's where I fall. The next one, again, moving down from super extroverted to more introverted, is the guru, right? This is somebody who's a little more passive, really has tons of knowledge, is like the wise mentor you come to, not as talkative, a little, a little slower, a little, just intuitive and empathic. And so then the final one is really the artist, right? Somebody who's probably very resistant to selling, really just wants to focus on their craft and what they do, super thoughtful, totally genuine, doesn't necessarily love to talk to people, whether it's in a group or one-on-one. So I don't know, have you heard of these sales personalities before? Is this something you've come across at all? Where do you think you fit?
So I have not heard of these before, but it's super funny because as you were explaining that, like I couldn't help but think about like different characters, like our friends, like just like popping up as these different people. Because it's like some of them are just so clearly the life of the party. And then some of them are so clearly like the artist. So that it's super interesting to hear about this. But I think I fall maybe somewhere between like the nurturer and the guru. I feel like I'm really starting to lean into the intuitive kind of side of my business and really trying to listen to that a bit more. And so, yeah, I mean, I think naturally I'm a little bit of the nurturer, but I'm leaning more towards the guru these days, or trying to at least.
I like that.
So before you hit your next sales call or your next pitch, here are a few tactics that you can use to kind of try to connect with your best sales self. So this first one is my absolute favorite. It is kind of my go-to for anything, really. You need to put on some music that you love, some music that really hypes you up and gets you in a really good state of mind. And this really helps to like make it fun and like get you into like your flow state. Also embracing like the helpful parts of your sales personality. So going back to the 4 different types of the sales personalities, kind of really leaning into what makes you you. Remember that you have something unique to offer like within your products or services. So really getting clear on what makes you different from competitors and talking about that with people.
Yeah, those are some great tips. I have my musical theater background, of course, and sometimes I really like kind of like get into character a little bit. And again, getting into my character, right? I'm not going to try and be a totally different type of sales personality. But it's just sort of like, all right, well, now I'm like, the fairy godmother and I'm going to help take care of your business. And it's fun, it's just like, we got to make all of this stuff fun. So
yeah, absolutely. I feel like the same kind of goes for like, I don't know, like when I start to like make social media content and those kinds of things, like I have to really get myself into that mindset, because like no one will want to listen to you if you're just like monotone, just like, hello, everybody, like very like whatever. But when you show up like this and you like have some like, appeal to your voice and like kind of get into it, start using your hands, like that's more exciting to watch and listen to. So it's not like I like talk like this all the time, but it's like on camera, like that's what you will see.
Yeah, I love it. You just have to like bring the energy,
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, that's all we've got for today. Remember, selling doesn't have to feel sleazy. When you connect with your inner sales character and keep in mind that you provide value to your customers, it all gets so much easier.
Is there a topic that you'd like to see us cover in an upcoming episode? Or are you a business owner that would like to join us here on the podcast and share your story? Send us an email at hello@yoursparklybrand.com and let us know. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, stay sparkly.